Morning, everyone. Friday morning, and welcome to Passion, Purpose, and Possibilities. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing well. Friday morning. Today we're going to talk about persistence. Now, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I'm not the most persistent guy. I try to be, but I'm not. Which that comment will tie into another episode of of being honest with yourself. Evaluate where you truly are to know where you need to go next. So, persistence, I'm going to talk about that today because it was getting about 10 o'clock. That's why I started a little late, so I apologize. But it was getting close to time and things weren't working exactly, and just having technical issues, basically. So for a minute, I was almost gonna just not do the show today. Yes, I will admit that. But nope, I need to do it. It might be a short one. It might be quick and simple, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm going to get it figured out, and I'm gonna still do it. I was listening to a YouTube video with Ed Mylett, and in that video he talks about keeping the promises to yourself. It's a huge thing that's often underestimated or overlooked, is keeping those little promises to ourselves and and following up with those. It could be, I promise I'm going to do 10 crunches a day. I promise I'm going to wake up at this time every morning. I promise I'm going to whatever. And you don't even have to tell anybody else. But keeping those promises to yourself, because often we'll think, that's okay, nobody else is going to know. What does it really matter? Is it not gonna hurt if I don't do it today? It's not gonna do anything if I don't do it this week. I'll just take September off. So it all ties hand in hand. If you're keeping those promises to yourself and you're trying to be as persistent as you can in keeping those promises to yourself, you're gonna see a huge impact. Maybe not just physically, but in your mental state as well. Your confidence will go up. Your emotions will be better. It'll improve so many things. Just by me doing this here, it helped me boost my confidence, my self-awareness, if you will. So what are some things that you need help being more persistent on? What are some things that you've promised to do that you're maybe not doing? You've fallen off the bandwagon. And sometimes that'll happen. Get knocked down, but the important thing is getting back up over and over and over and over and over again. Take any sport. There's a quote out there that says, "The fighter loses 1,000 fights before anyone pays to see them." So if you think of Mike Tyson back in the day, or Floyd Mayweather, or whoever you think of, take Cool Runnings, the movie Cool Runnings. How many times did they get back up? What obstacles did they overcome? But they were persistent. They were going to give up for a little bit, and they kind of fell off the bandwagon. But they picked back up, and they got in gear, and they won. So what do you need to be more persistent in? What do you need to get back on track with? And not only just getting back on track, but like what Ed says in this video as well, is being aware of it, giving yourself credit for it. Not in the sense that you're, oh, look at me, I did this and this and this. You're not prideful or boastful about it, but you're proud of it. You're glad you did. You are happy about it. It made you feel better. You want to tell people. You want to celebrate, kind of thing. In a good way. Because if you do something good and you're aware of it and it makes you feel good, you get excited. You're gonna want to do some more. You want to do even better. You want to keep other promises to yourself, and then ultimately keep the promises that you make to other people, and keep getting better and better. So what do you need to persist in? Is it getting in front of a camera? Is it going to the gym? Is it waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock or whatever? Is it doing 10 push-ups a day? Is it eating some more fruits versus some more junk food? Is it going on a walk around the block? Is it picking up a good book and reading it? I've been doing some studying and some training, that's ongoing, never ending. So, and it's not always convenient, it's not always fun, it's not always easy, it's not always enjoyable. There are some times that I'll be listening to the studying and watching it. I'm like, I could be doing this, and I'd rather do this, and I gotta do this, and I don't want to be here. But I've found that by being here and sticking to what I've told myself I'd do, it's improved many aspects of my life. It's made me feel better emotionally, it's made me feel better mentally, it's made me feel better physically. It's gotten me pumped up, if you will. And then I have more motivation to go do other things that I enjoy. Excuse me. So, just being persistent. And it will pay off. What's the analogy? It's not the rocks that win, it's the river or the stream. That is saying that little stream over time will carve through the mountain. You don't see it as it's going through there per se. You may not see or notice the difference or the improvement or the changes immediately. But if you're persistent, it will happen. So I encourage you to really think about what you've promised yourself to do and, jump back on the bandwagon. And it may be that you need to, hold off on a couple things. Let's say you've promised yourself 10 things, but it's overwhelming. So, okay, so put 5 of those things on hold for a minute. Then focus on these 5 a little bit, and then work the rest of the other 5 in. It may be something like that, or whatever works for you. Something that I've also learned is getting outside help, getting an accountability partner, getting a coach. I strongly recommend finding a coach. But you've got to do the work, and you've got to be honest with them, because they'll see the results. I remember when I was younger, I was taking piano lessons, and I tell my teacher and my parents, yeah, I'm practicing. Okay, play the song that you should be good at. And I would totally suck. And then they'd look at me like, you weren't practicing. I'm like, no. So they'll see the results. And it's not hurting them, per se. It wasn't hurting my piano teacher. It wasn't really hurting my parents, other than I was just wasting a bit of money, but they weren't missing out on a lesson, per se. It was hurting me. So as you get with an accountability partner and coach, and you're working on these things, if you're not doing the work, you're only hurting yourself. Well, actually, I take that back. If I'm not doing the work on me, then unfortunately, in some cases, my wife and my kids might suffer from it. If I'm not becoming a better person, if I'm not setting the good example, what's my son going to see? What's my son going to do as he grows up? It's going to affect me, but it's also going to affect them in some cases. Now, not all the cases, but again, what do you need to persist on? What promises have you made that you need to pick back up and keep? So really think about it, dive deep, let me know how I can help, make it a great day, and we'll see you next time.